G'day guys, I hope you're all doing well, having a good day. Tonight I'm going to be doing a review of a film. Now I'm sorry for this webcam, I look blue at the moment. That's just the colour of the cam, I can't do anything about it, so hopefully the review makes up for it. Anyway, today I'm going to be reviewing a 2009 film that went straight to DVD, so no cinema release. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know, but what got my interest about this film was the fact it was directed by George A. Romero's son, Cameron Romero. Now, it's a horror film called Staunton Hill. It's your typical sort of storyline. There's four or five or six, I can't remember. I didn't count exactly, but there's a group of people hitchhiking, looking for a ride, and they can't find one, so they keep walking. They get to a gas station, and the attendant's really racist, says some pretty nasty things towards the black guy in the group. But then they come across another guy who's filling his car up with gas, or petrol as we say here in Australia, filling his car up with petrol, and he offers them a ride because he doesn't want to travel alone, he likes the company. So they accept, and then halfway down the road, his car breaks down, and it's useless. So they have to walk again. And conveniently they stumble across this farm. Now it appears to be well, there's no one around, and there's a storm coming, so they seek shelter in the sheds, in the barn, until this, to wait out the night. So they do that, and in the morning they're introduced to the people who actually own this place. There's a little altercation between one of the people in the group and the son who works on this farm. There's a fat woman who's the mother. There's a really old woman who's the grandmother, who's in a wheelchair, and there's the son, who's this really big guy who's very simple in the mind. He's got the mentality of like an 8-year-old. And yeah, so they're your three people who own this farm. And one thing leads to another, and it turns into a horrifying experience for these travellers. So that's as far as I'm going to go with the story. Now I'll start with the positives. For a film that is low budget, independent, the acting was quite good. Never heard of these guys before. I've been told, or a lot of people have been saying, that these are soap opera actors, so not the best actors, but they had ability. Sometimes I'll see an independent film or a low budget film and think, oh, this acting is terrible, I can't get my head around it, and I just can't enjoy it. But with this one, I could get into the acting, so it was pretty good. There's a reasonable level of gore in it. While the gore isn't frequent, there was a scene there that had some really good gore. So I like that. It looked really good. And so that was another plus. And the director had good atmosphere and some interesting camera angles and some interesting flashback scenes that I thought really worked. Yeah, so that's it for the positives. Unfortunately, the negatives outweigh the positives in this case. There's a really long introduction period, I guess you can call it, a very slow start where nothing happens, they just talk. Now, I don't mind this sort of stuff if um, the slow start has a purpose, say introducing characters, getting to know about who they are. But in this one, you really don't get any idea of who these characters are. Well, I didn't anyway. Um, I don't know if I missed something or I just found it quite boring. And I don't say that too often about a film. I felt the build up, it didn't have a purpose. It was just, I don't know why. The script is lacking. The actors did a good job, but they didn't have much to work with, as the script was mediocre. And so you didn't really they just talked crap, and you didn't really get to know anything about these characters. You didn't um, connect with these characters, so they're just cardboard cutouts with no personality, and that takes away, especially when the gorier scenes come in. You don't feel sorry for them. Yeah, I just found myself saying, "Oh, next," and yeah. And I felt that um, the ending um, the ending didn't work for me. There was a little twist, and it really didn't work. It was pointless. I don't know why they added it in there because the twist doesn't really work with the ending. Because when I got the twist, I thought, oh, okay. But then it ended, and then I was thinking, well, what happened? I don't understand why he put that twist in there, but I felt that really hurt the film. I would have liked the film to keep going on a bit longer, but the ending, I think it just ended at the wrong moment, and that hurt it a lot too. And the story as a whole, I felt there was no direction. It was pretty much all over the place. It kind of gave me the impression that the director was just waiting for his moment to show, people getting chopped up. And he didn't really pay much attention to the actual story, the script, and all that kind of thing. So for a first effort, I can't be too critical. Cameron Romero had some positives, had interesting ideas of the flashback scenes and some of the camera shots and the mood to the film. It was set in 1969. I don't know why it was set in 1969. Maybe to get a bit of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel. It didn't match the atmosphere of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I thought it was a good atmosphere. Although it didn't really make me feel as though I was watching something from 1969. So a few of the clothes were a bit modern, and some of the tools used by the villains were pretty modern as well. And then I had a problem with the villains themselves. The simpleton guy, who was very simple, couldn't think for himself, mentality of an 8-year-old. He was very big, very intimidating, but I didn't like his character because I'm not going to spoil anything, but his mentality kind of made him sort of a softer kind of villain. And then you got the fat mother and the old woman in a wheelchair. Not your most intimidating villains. So I thought they could have worked on the villains a bit more as well. But yeah, and so not recommended. A bit disappointed with this one. It had its moments, but it had more negatives than positives. So yeah, I'm not recommending this one. Hopefully, Cameron Romero learns from his mistakes and takes away the positives and can get bigger and better in the future. So that's my review of Staunton Hill. Failed to impress me, but yeah, give it a look. I mean, it's worth a look at least once, I guess. Being that Cameron Romero has such a famous dad. And yeah, but don't expect a masterpiece. Alright guys, that's my review of Staunton Hill. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.